What do you think about yourself? Are you a good person? Are you a terrible person? Are you smart? Do you have a big heart? Are you social? Are you funny? What do you think about yourself? If you came to watch this video, I bet you think a lot about yourself, like most of us. And that's, I think, completely okay and normal. But also maybe you have doubts. Maybe you think you're not good enough. Maybe you think you could do more. You can do all kinds of different stuff to prove others that you are better. And not necessarily better than them. Just you want to express yourself and say, look at me, I'm better, I'm really good, I'm really talented, I'm really smart, I'm really funny. You just don't see it, so just let me just kind of prove it to you. Let me just do this one thing, let me just get this job, let me just learn a new skill, let me somehow make myself better and then show it to you, and then all the world is going to see how great I am. Anyway, this is how I felt for a long time, and it was very hard for me somehow. I was always in fear that people are not going to see me and people are not going to like me. And also, I just didn't know who I was. Since I was a little girl, I was trying to find out what am I into, what I like, what am I supposed to do, why am I on this earth, why other people seem to just know what they have to do, and they have one passion and they do it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, but there is not one thing that I can put out and say, this is me and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, and I have really big passion about it. So yesterday I've seen a girl making a video about the same stuff, but she was really suffering. I saw her and I thought, oh, poor thing, I have to tell her to feel better about this, because I managed to feel better about these things in the last couple of months. So it took me actually 20 years to get here. Anyway, I wrote her this really long comment, and she said it really helped. So this is why I decided to make this video today. So since I was very young, I feel that society told me that I have to know who I am, and I have to be somebody and something, and that the person that I am without doing anything just doesn't worth it. That if I'm going to get up in the morning and just sit on my ass and don't do anything, and if I'm not going to make anyone else happy or do some really good deeds or earn a lot of money or show others that I worth it, then I just don't worth it. This is how I felt. And today it really changed, not because of one single thing that happened in my life, but because of a collection of understandings along the way. So I am here to tell you that you don't have to do anything to become someone. You don't have to be someone, and you don't have to be something, and you don't have to be the person who, and there is a long list after that. You don't have to be, because when you are born, you are already something. When you were little, this is one of my tips, try to remember when you were a child and you weren't thinking about these things, and you were playing and you had friends and you were laughing and you were doing just the stuff that was in your head and wasn't really thinking about these things. And try to think about, when did it change? Like, what was the point when you decided about yourself as a child that you are not enough the way you are now, and you have to prove to others and you have to show to others I don't remember when it happened to me, but I see that it happens to almost all of us. So what helped me along the way to understand that this is a really big bullshit, and this is only, I think, comes from the outside world, this pressure on us that we have to prove to others. One of the things that helped me was that I thought about people that I really admire and love. And one of them was my aunt, who died about 10 years ago. And she was a woman who were born with a very hard condition of asthma. So the doctor said she's not going to live until she's 18, or even not going to get to 18. But she managed to live until she was 66 years old. And but all her life she couldn't really work anything because she couldn't breathe properly. But she was one of the best people I've known. She was a really kind person, and very understanding, and very lovable, and very smart. And she was helping to kids all around in her building. Everybody knew her, everybody loved her. But you know, on paper, like if she would have to go to a job interview and write her resume, there would be like a blank page. Nothing. She didn't do anything. She was born and she lived in this little apartment all of her life and didn't do anything that like society today values. She lived, she had a husband, she cooked food, she went to a walk, she were talking to her neighbors. This is what she've done. But I admired her, and I think she was one of the best people I've known ever. So that made me think, how come she didn't do anything that I feel I have to do and I can admire her? So why can't I just admire myself for just being me, just being nice to people? I always try to be good to everybody who's around me. I try not to hurt anyone. I try to help whenever I can. Not only because I want something in return. Sometimes I don't know if I'm going to get anything in return. But just because I think if you are there and you can help, do it. Why not? It's a good feeling. It's just a good feeling to help others. So that was the first time when I thought, okay, maybe I'm just going to be like my aunt. And that's it. And I'm going to be somebody else's aunt. And that's just a good enough person. So, okay, again, in short, I recommend you to think about people you admire and love and try to come up with the answer why you love them and what is it in them that you admire. And I think what you're going to find is that they make you feel great and they pay attention to you and they are a good company, and that is very pleasant and nice to be around them, a good feeling to be around them. That is why we like people, I think. So I think we should just all work on how is it to be around us. If just everybody I know would work on how others feel around them, I think it would be a really great world and a lot better than just to earn more and show more how great we are. Other thing that helped me was watching people who have it all. And I'm very fortunate to have close people to me, that they're everything. They look good, they earn a lot, they have a profession that is really desired, and they have it all. And I see them and I watch them close, and with the years I've seen that they're not, anything. They didn't become more. I know them for a long time. I don't see that because they became something and somebody they really changed and they are now better and more. And I don't appreciate them more. If these are people who I was appreciating before, I appreciate them today in the same way. And I don't care what they did. I don't care what they work. I don't care how they look like. I don't care if they have anything to show others and how their resume look like. And also they don't look happier or wholer after they worked so hard to achieve success and all kinds of different achievements. So this is another thing that helped me understand that today for me it just looks a little bit of a waste of time to achieve all kinds of achievements, because the people who appreciate me today are the same exact people who are going to appreciate me later. It doesn't matter what I do. And also, if somebody is going to appreciate me only because I have a new diploma, or only because I earn 5 times as much than I used to, then I don't need the appreciation of that kind. That's not a real appreciation, because those people don't really see me. Also, I don't think there are like many people who are going to love you or appreciate you more. It doesn't matter what you do. It just doesn't matter. If you are an empathic person and you try to listen to your surrounding and see how can you be just a good person, then that is the maximum you can be as a human being. And you are great, and I appreciate you very much. Please, if you have any thoughts about this, if you think I'm crazy, write it after the video. If you have the thoughts I just talked about, then please write those also. And excuse me for this terrible video and the way I speak, but this is actually the first video I sat down and honestly when I sat down and honestly talked about something, and I promise my English is going to get better in all the videos. Thank you for being here for so long, and have a great day. Bye bye.